I'm on a mission to complete every single Resident Evil game released, all the way from Resident Evil 0 to Resident Evil Requiem. And today on our journey, we'll be completing Resident Evil 0. So far, we've actually reached the basement of the underground facility. Right now, Rebecca needs our help. She fell off a hole and now she needs our help. So, we'll be going through Billy's section where he'll have to save Rebecca by going through the boiler room and then fighting a few zombies. And these zombies are actually monkeys. Upon reaching Rebecca, we can finally save her.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. Just keeping my word. We promised to cooperate with each other. Remember?
Well, this is actually the place where Rebecca is going to betray her team. It's because she'll lie about how Billy is not even found yet, but she's much more interested in finding out who Billy is and what is he hiding actually.
I just want to know the truth.
Judge him. Why won't?
Well, this is the point where Billy starts spilling this tea. It's because he tells us about how he was a marine and his unit was decided to hunt down the guerrilla forces. Upon reaching a hideout, they found out that the information which they received was wrong. Those were actually civilians, normal people, a normal tribe, a peaceful community who didn't do anything. The superiors attacked them, and this is what caused the havoc, and Billy decided to go against them. This is when they declared him a traitor, and this is how Billy is now supposed to be living. All alone, all by himself, completing his sentence or running his entire life. Well, I guess it's now time to commence our story. Because now we're supposed to be fighting a few monkeys and solving a puzzle. This puzzle actually depicts how the food chain works, and then we'll be going inside to get our first tablet. This tablet will be used later, and we'll go to another room where we'll find a diary. This diary is actually telling us about the horrendous crimes of James Marcus, of how he used umbrella scientists as test subjects. Now we'll be leaving this room and we'll be going to the basement. This basement is actually filled with spiders and centipedes, and we'll just move further. By using the co-op mechanic of the game, we can actually use Billy and Rebecca's powers to attain a key, which is the blue motif key. Or shit. Well, these are the hunters. The hunters are actually extremely dangerous, but with the help of a rocket launcher, you can easily defeat them. Right now, we'll be obtaining the facility key and then going to the office to open the cabinet. This cabinet will actually give us a box. This box is having a 385 code number, which will give us the custom parts for Rebecca's handgun. Well, to use the blue motif key, we'll have to go to the Centipede Arena and use it. However, upon reaching this room, we'll have to face a leechman. And in fact, there are multiple leechmen in this area. This is the area where we'll get the vice handle, and now it is important for us to go to another place. Right now we'll be going to the piano room. The piano room should be played by Billy, which I didn't, so we actually skipped this room for now. Upon entering a newer room, we'll be getting our next key item. After fighting off enemies, we'll be getting our second tablet using the vice handle. Now, we'll have to return back to the piano room after collecting a few herbs, where you will be using Billy's expertise to tackle this. We'll be getting a battery from this room, but it will eventually get locked. However, playing the piano again will trigger the alarm once again, and now we can take the battery through the main hall to the entrance. This area can actually bring a lift where the crate can be used to obtain our last tablet. After making a trusty little save and taking the hook shot with us, we'll be going through the arena of Centipede to reach the clock tower. The clock tower is the area where we'll be using all of our tablets. This will actually trigger a new situation where we'll be having a new pathway unlocked for us, which will straight up come from the heart of the sea. And we have a new pathway is unlocked. After unlocking this new pathway, we'll be going to the library where we'll be leaving Rebecca behind. It's because only one of us can go. As Billy's health pool is higher, I'll choose him. Well, with the help of the grenade launcher, we can bring down the bat. There actually is a hole which has occurred due to the bat. Now we can use the hookshot to go to the roof and then finally to the back garden. We can now restore the electricity using the lever and use the lift to go to the library level. We have now successfully entered the library, which also has a lift system. Now, in the library, we'll be using the hookshot to go to the top floors. I'll be pressing a button nearby. It's because I don't have the breeding room key and that will actually unlock a pathway. That pathway can be used by Rebecca, but for now, I'll be going to the cable car section to make a save. After making a save, we can go to the sterilizing agent room where there's a file present of James Marcus which will tell us how the leeches actually start growing, start understanding each other, and how they'll eventually form into a being. This is where we'll need the sterilizing agent. However, it is better that we move further. Right now we'll be going through a lot of chemical mixing sets and it is quite important as well. And this is same written in the note. Rebecca, who is on the lower floor, will get the part 2 of James Marcus's story where he'll tell about Vesca's betrayal. However, it is important for us to right now obtain the leech sample. This leech capsule is meant to be sent to Rebecca. Rebecca can then combine it with a chemical mixing set to obtain the blue leech sample. We can then get past the leechman in the hallway to open a new door. This door is actually going to lead us to a new room. This room will have a fuse which we cannot carry for some reason, but yeah, we'll also have a photo which is of James Marcus, and Rebecca already has a few conclusions for it.
That guy must be Marcus's son. Or grandson.
Well, it is better for us to move further. This is where we'll be getting the green leech sample which can be sent to Billy. Billy can then use the sample on his door to unlock a new room. Here we'll be getting the sterilizing agent which we can use to get the acid out of the room. We'll be getting the breeding room key, and after fighting a few zombies, we can open the breeding room finally. After defeating the hunters, here we'll be getting a note. This is about the BOW research, and they will be telling us about how there were amphibians, reptiles, and what not. Even, we've seen humans come this far, and let alone these animals and other insects. Well, I guess we should just skip this part. It's because we'll be getting a dial nearby, and we can send it to Rebecca. Rebecca can actually use this dial on the hallway and then unlock the cable car room.
Or like it.
Billy here.
Billy, I found an aerial cable car. We can get out of this place.
Well, right now, we'll be using the lever to send the stairs to Billy's side. What will happen by this, that Billy can actually join us, and now by using the fuse and the regulator coil, we can start the train. That's great. Well, I don't think either of us guessed it. Thought about having a sigh? Well, you cannot. Well, due to the leeches, the regulator coil will fall off, and by using it again, we can start our train once again. And we can also have a fight with the petty old leechman. However, I'll just simply enter and find a magnum. Now we can start the cable car to go to lower levels. Well, you don't have many options in here. It's because after collecting a few greenhouse, the only door to your right is opened. You can go to the control room, and that room will actually have nothing to do with us except a typewriter. You can use a lift down there to go to the lower levels, and that will take us to the factory room.
What is this?
This factory room will have a key to the computers,
Factory
and
key.
that can be used in the computer room above. Hunters will sadly attack us, but we can easily take care of them. Right now we'll be going to the computer room and use the keys. This will bring a lift in here, and we can use the lift to go to lower levels. At the lower levels we'll be finding Enrico. Enrico is a teammate and he'll tell us about the Spencer mansion. However, we'll be joining him later after finding Billy. After getting the lift key, we'll be going to the lift. However, we'll get attacked by the literal tyrant. my god, and I saw that screen for almost 5 times, and then I enabled Gecko Codes to finally defeat him.
Did he just
I'm sorry for the Gecko Codes, but I had no option. The lift has arrived and will be going to the basement floor. This floor will actually lead us to a new location. However, James Marcus is not happy with us. It's because he'll be using the fullest of his potential to get rid of us. We'll be finding Billy in a nearby pier. Well, Billy requires saving, and this is why we'll be going through all of the lower levels. But firstly, we're supposed to be restoring the power.
here first? Then here and here. Let's go! We did it.
Well, after restoring the power, we can use the lift to go to the lower levels. I'm kinda surprised that... Well, talk of the goddamn devil. The Leechman attacks again, but we can get rid of him. But, however, we'll be not wasting any much time in here. It's because we need to save Billy anyhow, as soon as possible.
There is something. Oh.
Billy!
This room actually represents the melancholy of the souls which were lost.
What could have
It's
done
because
this?
these are humans. However, it's better that we go further in our story by solving a puzzle and getting the well handle. This handle can be utilized in the room where we found the Leechman to unlock a new door. Well, I guess it is now time for us to move further in our story. We'll be finding a couple of hunters in this hallway and then going to the room, which is the dormitory's room. We can make a save and then move further, which will lead us to a jump scare, which didn't work. We'll now be using the lift to go to the lower floor to actually get a part which is important for our story, but I guess the tyrant had different plans for us. I mean, this was the final time, bitch, when we defeated you. It's now time to get the motherboard, and then a gondola is gonna come, in which Rebecca can actually fit and go to the other side. In the other side, we can use the dam to release the water, and now we can actually let Billy come in here as well. However, we'll get industrial water and some kind of blue chemical. And now, this has made me witness a fact which I missed, the red chemical in the sterilizing agent room, which is required to combine with the industrial water to make sulfuric acid. And now, I guess it is time to do the same. Well, firstly, it is better for us to collect the battery. To collect the battery, Billy will have to come to Rebecca's side of the facility. Right now, he'll be crossing a few pathways and then finally reaching to Rebecca. Upon getting the battery, we'll be attacked by the centipedes once again. After defeating them, I'll be trying once again to combine the industrial water, but I guessed it right. We've missed the red chemical in the sterilizing agent room. So we'll have to go all the way to the library to get the sterilizing agent, which I actually did thanks to the lift. After using this, we can finally combine it to form the sulfuric acid. We can now use the sulfuric acid with the battery and industrial water to have a working battery, which can be used in the bulldozer to obtain our incinerator card key. We'll also have to fight a few insects, which is fairly easy for us. Upon crossing that room, we'll get to another part of the facility using the pathway which we have unlocked. By this we can unlock the incinerator room, which will lead us to the finale of the game by introducing James Marcus.
Welcome, young one. So glad you have joined the party. You are the guests of honor. After all, it's your wake.
Who are you? Dr. Marcus?
No, you can't be. What's going on?
10 years ago, Spencer had me assassinated.
Time to die, Doctor.
I will take over your research.
Wesker!
Stop laughing, Birkin. After this, Marcus will tell us about how the leech DNA combined with his DNA to give him a new life form.
I live.
I guess we all know what time it is. Oh, so he's dead. After defeating Marcus, we'll finally get the keys to unlock the lift. This lift can be used to finally escape this facility. However, we'll be using these. I mean, it's a horror game.
What?
It's the Queen!
Well, this is finally the time to kill the Queen Leech once and for all. For that, we're supposed to be doing some particular amount of damage, and then we are actually revealed about a disadvantage which she has, and that is of light. Now, we've decided that Billy is gonna be a bait for the Queen Leech, and Rebecca is gonna open the flaps so that we can kill her for once and for all. Please tell me that. You don't have enough space.
Hey, Queenie! Feast on this!
This is where the budget went.
Rebecca, hurry!
Man, I can't believe the first game that we've ended in our Road to Requiem series. My headphones will change in the near future, so
Hey, that must be the old mansion that Enrico was talking about.
What?
I guess it's time to say goodbye. Officially, Lieutenant Billy Cohen is dead.
Yeah, I'm just a zombie now.
His stance is way more better.
Thank you, Rebecca.
And this is the Spencer Mansion. Well, at last, finally, that's one game down to the grave of our Road to Requiem series. Resident Evil 0 is complete at a completion time of 8 hours. But the horror still awaits for us, and that is Resident Evil 1, The Spencer Mansion. I guess now it's time to take leave. Thank you so much for supporting me throughout the series. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for the next videos. Thank you so much.